Alright, welcome back to another Art of War 3 replay. I'm your host, Jiang Cena, and today we're going to be doing a clan 2v2 battle. I'm going to be the blue Confederate player, and my ally, Dr. Kaffu 1, is going to be the green Confederate player. So let's go and get into it. We're going to be facing off against two pretty decent resistance players. One of them has a 69% win rate, and the other one has a 70% win rate. So let's go ahead and get into it. We got some early game scouting unfolding on the battlefield as we collect those resource containers for base development. So I've teched up to HQ3 at this point. My plan is to go for the aviation build while Dr. Kaffu goes for the land build. So I'm going to go ahead and drop an avia factory down and an airfield. So we can see that yellow has just finished teching up to HQ3. My delta's coming in to get a nice scout on the red player. And we can see that red's going for the fast HQ4 build and is going to be upgrading that assault vehicle factory. So it looks like both red and yellow are going for ground vehicle builds. So we might see some JCP on the battlefield in this particular engagement. So my delta is going to try and retreat, but I'm going to dish out some damage to annoy both red and yellow. I don't really need this delta at this point. I can see that red is not going for a naval build, so I'm not as concerned. So I'm going to go ahead and produce a Vertex. I'm going for HQ4 right now. I'm going for the mass Vertex production. I'm going to get two avia factories level 2 and go for triple airfields. We see that the resistance side is getting a scout on our base, so they know exactly what we're going for. Here come my Vertex. My first couple are out already, and I'm assisting Dr. Kaffu on the ground here. I'm going to go ahead and target the Jaguar tank. That's the most valuable unit in this group from yellow, attempting to secure the resource container. And yellow is going to have to retreat. They have no way to counter my Vertex. So looks like both red and yellow were not fully prepared for me to have mass Vertex. And here we go, sending my Vertex out. Let's see what we can get. And we see a ton of Jaguar tanks and riflemen that are just on patrol mode in the middle of the map. And this is not looking good for the red player. Red does not have any porcupines or hawks to counter my Vertex. So my Vertex are just shredding these ground units with no opposition at all. And here we go, is getting some nice hits on those Jaguar tanks. Not looking good for the red player. Red's forces are just about cleaned up, but my Vertex are going to run out of fuel. I've got 3 more Vertex though to send over. I'm just going to continue to pressure red with my Vertex. So we're going to clean up some more Jaguar tanks. And we can see that red is finally starting to get some porcupines out, and red is going for a double special vehicle factory build. So if we let the red player get too comfortable, we might start to see some chameleons on the battlefield. I'm going to clean up those porcupines though for now. So things are still looking good so far. We still have air supremacy on the battlefield. I'm just continuing to harass the red player with my Vertex, just cleaning up ground units as I go. And we're going to go ahead and get settled. I'm trying to buy time for Dr. Kaffu to produce his ground army. In the meantime, just keeping that pressure going. Sending my Vertex once again in. I put him on a patrol mode, but it didn't quite work out. I'm going to lose a Vertex there, and I'm going to go ahead and retreat. There's a little bit too much anti-air there, and I don't want to deal with it quite yet. We have the upper hand here, and I don't want to just throw away all my Vertex. There we go. I'm going to scramble 8 of my Vertex. I saw a level 2 prototype factory. I'm going to go ahead and target the factory. Meanwhile, Dr. Kaffu is force firing on the large resource container to prevent capture. And here we go. We score a nice hit on that factory. We're going to score another hit on that assault vehicle factory. I did lose a Vertex there. I'm trying to see if I can finish off this factory. If I can take out the factory, that's going to help us with delaying production. And the factory goes down. Nicely done. I'm going to go ahead and retreat. Meanwhile, I'm producing a small contingent of ground troops just for base defense. We can see that red is attempting to move onto my base there. So I'm making a combination of Zeus and Fire Assault. Here comes the red player. So I'm going to flag the front of my base, throw a gold common defense boost on. And looks like Dr. Kaffu is coming in to help out. He's got Zeus tanks and Torrents to help out. I've got my Vertex. We're doing a nice job cleaning up this ground attack from the red player, but I am losing quite a few Vertex in the process. I'm okay with that though. I've got the double avia factory and the resources to replace my Vertex. So we finish off the last bits of that red player's attack there, no problem. And I tell Dr. Kaffu to actually launch an attack I don't think Dr. Kaffu understood me fully, and Dr. Kaffu is going to just stay at the base. Looks like there is a JCP army actually moving across the battlefield, though. So I tell my Vertex to go ahead and move in, and we're going to see if we can swipe some kills there on the Jaguar tanks. So I am going to lose some Vertex in the process, but we did take out a couple of Jaguar tanks. So I tell Dr. Kaffu to move his ground army, and Kaffu's got Torrents, Typhoons, Infantry, and Zeus tanks. My Vertex are coming in for support, trying to snipe any units that are not covered by the Chameleons here. And this is looking pretty good so far. Those Torrents are dishing out a ton of damage and really just denying Yellow the ability to fully move onto Dr. Kaffu's base. The Chameleon has run out though, so let's see if we can snipe the Chameleon. And we're going to get the Chameleon very nicely done. Yellow's in big trouble now. They don't have any Porcupines or Chameleons to cover the Jaguar tanks, and the Jags just get shredded by the ground troops. There's one more Chameleon army though coming up the center here. We see a Porcupine, a couple Jaguar tanks, and the Chameleon. So I'm just flagging this army for Dr. Kaffu to come cover. But my Vertex are going to come in. We're going to clean up that Porcupine very nicely. Now Dr. Kaffu is force firing into the Chameleon. That's going to dish out some nice splash damage against anything inside the Chameleon. And I'm starting to snipe some Jaguar tanks as they get revealed by Kaffu's infantry. So at this point, the yellow player's assault is just about cleaned up here. And a little bit afterwards, we got a notification that both red and yellow surrendered. Alright, hope you all enjoyed this battle. We will see you in the next one. Good luck with your battles.